Welcome, friends, to a special video starring our new book, Big Smelly Bear. Ooh, Mr. Bear, you're a little bit smelly too. Oh no! Friends, I am so enjoying our new 5 senses unit. Today's book is specifically about the sense of smell. Before we begin reading our book, let's see if we can remember all 5 senses using our 5 senses song that we learned in music last week. Are you ready to help me start a beat for our song? You can clap your hands. You can tap the table. You can stomp your feet. You get to choose. I'm gonna clap. Are you ready? There are 5 senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch. My 5 senses help me so much. There are 5 senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, friends, let's talk about the sense of smell with our book, Big Smelly Bear. This book is by Britta Teckentrup. The title is Big Smelly Bear. Let's read. Big Smelly Bear never washed. Big Smelly Bear never brushed. Big Smelly Bear never took a bath. Oh no. Big Smelly Bear was followed by a big smelly stink wherever he went. Ooh, oh my goodness. Flies buzzed all around him. But they were the only ones who ever came close. When the animals in the forest got a whiff of Big Smelly Bear, they ran away as quickly as they could. None of this seemed to bother Big Smelly Bear, but sometimes he did think that it would be nice to have a friend. Then, one morning, everything changed. Big Smelly Bear woke up with the most terrible itch. He tried to scratch his back with his paw, but he couldn't reach. He tried rolling on the ground in the dirt, but that didn't stop the itching either. Big Smelly Bear was itchier and dustier than ever. Oh no, that sounds so uncomfortable. He tried scratching his back with a tree branch, but that made the itch even itchier. He tried rubbing his back against the trunk of an old tree, but that didn't help at all. I would scratch your back for you, said a voice from above, but you are much too smelly. Who's talking? Look. Big Smelly Bear looked up and saw a big fluffy bear sitting in some branches. Big Fluffy Bear smiled at Big Smelly Bear. Why don't you take a bath? Asked Big Fluffy Bear. Then you wouldn't itch or smell. Because I don't need a bath, replied Big Smelly Bear. Do you think Big Smelly Bear needs a bath? Probably, huh? Yes, you do, said Big Fluffy Bear. No, I don't, said Big Smelly Bear. Yes, you do, growled Big Fluffy Bear. No, I do not, growled Big Smelly Bear back. Yes, you do, cried Big Fluffy Bear. No, I do not, shouted Big Smelly Bear. Yes, you do, shouted Big Fluffy Bear, because you stink. Both big bears sat quietly for a minute. Then Big Smelly Bear sighed a big sigh. Oh, all right, he said, and he stomped off grumpily down the hill to the pond. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to take a bath? Let's see. When Big Smelly Bear got out of the pond, he shook the water from his big body. Big Fluffy Bear jumped down from the tree and sniffed. There, she said, that's much better. Now you smell all clean. And she scratched his back for him. The itch was gone, yay! Big Smelly Bear sighed. "Thank you," he said. Then he gave Big Fluffy Bear's back a little scratch too. "I'm not going to take any more baths," said Big Smelly Bear. Big Fluffy Bear smiled, and the two big bears had a little bear hug. Big Smelly Bear liked Big Fluffy Bear very much, even though he said he would never bathe again. Sometimes, late at night, he would wander down to the big pond. And can you guess what he was doing? What was he doing, friends? He was taking a bath. So now Big Smelly Bear is not so smelly after all, is he? All right, friends, let's see if we can put the events of our story in order to help us retell it in our next lesson video. Remember, our title is Big Smelly Bear. Let's see what happens first in our story. Big Smelly Bear. All the animals were running away from him. Did he have very many friends? No. Big Smelly Bear did not have any friends because he was stinky. That's what happened first. Then what happened? Do you remember? What did Big Smelly Bear have? He had an itch. He had a terrible itch, and no one would scratch it for him. Do you remember what finally made the itch go away, friends? Do you remember? What did he go down to the pond to do? Oh, he took a bath. That's right. Last, Big Smelly Bear took a bath and Big Fluffy Bear scratched his back. That's right. All right, friends. Now we know what happened first, second, and third in our story, so we can retell it to a friend or a family member. Before we go, I have a couple questions about our story. Do you remember who the main characters were? There were two in our story. Big Smelly Bear and Big Fluffy Bear. Remember, when we answer the question who, we're talking about characters. When we answer the question where, we're talking about setting. Where did this story happen? Let's look in our book to see. I see a lot of trees and grass. I think it was in the forest. Yes. Friends, thank you so much for helping me with our sequencing, our characters, and our setting. Join us next time as we learn more about the sense of smell. Bye-bye.